How are you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling good. I am a little tired. It was a late night. But I think the trip was well worth it.
Tell me, first of all, what's happening this morning, where you're headed. Give me sort of the rundown of what's for you next.
So I'm at the airport. I am headed back to Japan. It's my son's birthday on Friday, so it was a quick turnaround, but I want to make sure I get back for him.
For those who aren't, aware of all the details of your situation, explain how, you still have a lot going on in Japan, basically.
Yes. Are you wanting the full story?
Well, I know exactly why, but some people may assume, oh, she's living back home in the US type of thing. So I just wanted
Okay.
to clear that up.
Excuse me. So no, we are still living in Japan. Last December, Senator Lee was able to get an amendment passed to the omnibus. It was passed by unanimous consent to require DoD to continue our pay and benefits and allow us to stay in Japan. So we are still there. That allows us to see Ridge during our brief and few monthly visits, but I felt it was vitally important for my children to be able to maintain those.
Tell me about going into last night, what you were hoping for, and then what transpired.
I've never been to an event like that, so I wasn't quite sure what to expect. Congressman West, yeah, Congressman Westerman. Um, he told me what the evening would be like, but I still wasn't sure um how it would actually transpire, and we had a wonderful opportunity to speak to so many members of Congress, ones that have been supporting us, and then also ones that had kind of heard about the story, but um, hadn't gotten fully briefed. And we have a lot of people that want to sign on to continue the fight to bring Ridge home. Um, it was really neat to meet the many and varied guests that were there. A lot of honorable people that were invited by their Congress people. And then, I mean, miraculously, after the State of the Union address, we just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Um, my friend Andrew Eubanks, who's a big supporter, he started talking to President Biden, and President Biden asked where I was. And so they grabbed me, and I got to have a face-to-face meeting with the president, which was incredibly gratifying. He knows of our situation. He spoke to the prime minister about our situation just a few weeks ago, but those face-to-face interactions are so important. So that was great. And I know my kids are, they don't like it when I leave. They know what I'm trying to accomplish, and they support that. But obviously it's hard. We don't have family in Japan. Their father's in prison, so they're staying with wonderful friends. But it's hard for them when I go, and I'm excited to show them the picture. They protested in front of the White House for 2 months, homeschooling in front of the White House with the goal to get in there, meet the president. And now they're going to see that we did it. They've worked so hard. They're really the ones that have sacrificed so much throughout this. And I'm just excited to show them that. I think it's important for them to know that, it was worth it. And the president said, we're going to get him home. We're going to get it done. So yeah, that was a very unexpected, but incredible end to the evening.
You told me what the president said right there, but can you share more of what that conversation was like? Any details of what he said to you?
Not a lot needed to be said. He is fully briefed on the situation. He knew who I was. So he hugged me multiple times, and he just said, we're going to get him home. We're going to get it done. I told him, my three babies are counting on you. And he said, we're going to get him home. And I asked him, my kids, like I said, they've worked hard. They wanted to get in that White House. That was the goal, to get a meeting with the president. And we ended up getting a meeting with the National Security Advisor and with Vice President Kamala Harris. But we didn't make that one thing happen. And so I told him my kids would love a tour of the White House, and he said, absolutely. So yeah, I have faith in him. I know the administration is moving forward. They're trying to get Ridge transferred back to the US. It's a clear priority. I really hope it happens sooner rather than later.
And I wanted to ask you, I mean, this is, the promises are one thing, saying we're going to do it is one thing. Actually having it happen, are you optimistic, pessimistic? Give me your thoughts on the realities.
Oh, you have to hold on to hope. I couldn't keep fighting if I didn't have hope that it would work. I believe that on the US side of things, there is a lot of motivation to get him home. I have met personally with Ambassador Emanuel multiple times. I've met with the National Security Advisor, Jake Sullivan. And they were great meetings. I believe them. They were incredibly sincere. And so I believe that they're going to do what they can. Am I confident? There's two parties working on this issue. Am I confident in the other party? I can't say. I don't know, but we'll keep fighting. That's all I can do.
I realize you probably don't look at it like this, but when people look at a State of the Union event, they're looking at it through partisan lenses. You're in a situation where you're working with people from both parties. I mean, Mike Lee has really helped you out. You said you had a really great moment with the president last night. As people look at it through that partisan lens, just describe how you're looking at it through, I assume anyway, sort of maybe just an American one.
Yeah, our military is nonpartisan. There's nothing else to say. If anyone else tries to politicize our military, I mean, I would be incredibly upset. It is everyone's job in the US government to support our men and women that defend our country. So I will not even entertain the idea that this is a bipartisan issue. Mike Levin, he is the head Democrat on our campaign. He does so much for veterans in his district. He's over Camp Pendleton, and it's been incredible for the military families in that area to see him work so hard on this issue. And they've reached out to us and said, oh, it feels so good to see Congressman Levin working on this. And then on the flip side, we've got Senator Lee, who has also been working on this nonstop, and they've worked together. They have worked together so well. And so, yeah, I'm not even going to entertain the idea. Some people might think this is a partisan issue. I will not even entertain that.
Brittany, is there anything that I'm forgetting to ask you or anything else that you wanted to say?
I'm grateful that you had me on this morning. Last night was definitely kind of a culminating event, and we're just, we need the support. We still need the support. Our administration, they're going to be a lot more confident in their choices if they know they have the support of America behind them. So yeah, just keep praying that we can bring him home. I said this a lot last night. Ridge is such a small part of a much larger issue. The SOFA agreement between the US and Japan needs to be looked at. There needs to be some oversight there. And we have had one resolution passed in the state of Arkansas. We have multiple other states that are working to get resolutions passed, asking for the SOFA to be looked at, the DOD's actions and inactions in regards to Ridge's specific case, have that looked at. And I think from now until that happens, we're going to work to get a resolution passed in every single state. So if you're listening to this, write your state Congress and tell them this is a priority to you. Every state has military members, so it's important.
How's Ridge doing?
You know, all things considered, I think he's doing well. I don't feel like I can get a very accurate pulse on how he's doing. I know that he is told before he meets with us, you know, you need to put a smile on your face. You need to make sure that you're not doing more to worry your family. Don't put that burden on them. Which he would try to do anyway, but I hate seeing him do it kind of out of fear of the prison guards and such. You know, I think he's going to need a lot of love when he comes home, but I think he'll be okay.